This is a story about Alex. Alex doesn't know I'm telling it. And honestly, if he heard it, he'd probably disagree with parts of it. He'd say he's doing fine. He'd point to the car, the apartment, the job title on his LinkedIn. He'd say he's got a plan. But I've watched a lot of people like Alex, and the plan, I can tell you exactly where it leads. Alex is 32, works in marketing at a mid-sized company, makes $82,000 a year. By almost any measure, he's winning. He has a degree, a steady job, a 401k he set up during onboarding and hasn't looked at since. Every 2 weeks, $2,487 lands in his account. And every 2 weeks, it's gone before the weekend. Rent, $1,350. Car payment and insurance, $480. Groceries, subscriptions, utilities, $510. By Thursday of payday week, Alex has $147 left for 2 weeks. Here's what makes Alex's story interesting. He's been promoted twice in 3 years. He makes $22,000 more than he did when he started. And he is more financially stressed now than he was back then. That's not bad luck. That's not poor discipline. That's the system working exactly as it was designed to. And Alex has no idea. I want to show you something Alex has never calculated. Take his salary, divide it by 2,000 working hours a year. Looks like $41 an hour, not bad. But now add the commute, an hour each way, 5 days a week. The Sunday night emails, the mental load he carries home every evening that costs him another hour of real presence before he can decompress. After taxes, after the hidden costs of being employed, the work clothes, the parking, the car he bought specifically to get there, Alex isn't making $41 an hour. He's making closer to $14 an hour! He is selling the one thing he can never earn back, his time at a steep discount. And he'll do it for 40 years, because nobody ever showed him the real math. I'm showing it to you now because I want you to do something Alex won't. Alex didn't just get a job. He got subscribed to one. Think about how subscriptions work. Flat rate in, maximum value extracted on the other end. The provider has every incentive to give you the minimum required to keep you from canceling. Alex's employment works the same way, except he's on the wrong side of the transaction. His company pays him a flat salary, and every quarter the projects expand, the scope creeps, the expectations quietly grow. The pay stays the same. And once a year, they give Alex a 3% raise, just enough to feel like progress. You know what inflation averaged last year? Right around the same number. Alex worked a full year, took on more responsibility, got better at his job, and his actual purchasing power didn't move. He's been sprinting in place for 3 years. He thinks he's climbing. He's not. He's just getting more tired. Last month, Alex's company posted a job opening, same role as his, maybe slightly different title. The salary range, $94,000 to $105,000. Alex makes $82,000. He's been there 3 years. He knows the systems, the clients, the processes. He's been promoted twice. And a stranger off the street could walk in tomorrow and make $20,000 more than him. Not because they're better, but because they're new. This is the loyalty tax. And it's the part of the story nobody puts in the employee handbook. When Alex was hired, he negotiated once. Since then, he's accepted annual raises of 2 to 4%. But the market rate for his skills has grown faster. Every year he stays, he falls a little further behind what he could be earning if he just left. Professionals who switch companies every 2 to 3 years earn on average 30 to 50% more over a decade than people who stayed loyal. Alex doesn't know this. He thinks staying is the safe move. In some ways, it's the most expensive decision he's ever made. I want to walk you through something that happened to Alex last spring, because it illustrates exactly how sophisticated this trap really is. Alex got a raise, a real one, not the annual 3%, but a genuine merit increase, $7,000 more per year. His manager shook his hand. His team knew. He felt for the first time in a while like the system was actually rewarding him. He went home that night and did what most people do. He started thinking about what that money meant. Maybe finally take that trip. Maybe upgrade the apartment. Maybe get ahead of some debt. But here's what actually happened to that $7,000. Federal and state taxes took roughly 28% off the top. So now it's about $5,040 a year. That's $420 a month. He moved to a slightly nicer apartment. Only $150 more a month. Seemed totally reasonable at that income. His car insurance crept up $40 a month after his annual renewal. He started getting lunch out more often because, honestly, he'd earned it. Call it another $80 a month. That's $270 a month in new spending on a $420 a month raise. In less than a year, Alex had quietly spent 64% of an after-tax raise he thought he was saving. He didn't blow it on anything dramatic, no vacation, no big purchase. It just dissolved, absorbed by the slight, almost invisible inflation of his daily life. Economists have a name for this: lifestyle creep. But I think that name undersells it because creep implies something slow and noticeable. This was silent. Alex genuinely could not have told you where the money went. It didn't feel like spending. It felt like living. And that's exactly the point. The system doesn't need to take your raise from you. It just needs to make spending it feel like a natural consequence of earning it. Here's the thing about Alex's situation that I find most telling. If Alex got sick tomorrow, not fired, just unable to work for 6 months, his financial life would be in crisis within 45 days. Not because he's irresponsible, because the entire structure of his finances was built around one assumption: that he will always need the next paycheck more than his employer needs him. That assumption is the real product being sold. Alex's benefits are tied to his employment. His health insurance disappears if he leaves. His retirement match doesn't fully vest for another 2 years. Every one of those structures exists to make leaving feel more dangerous than staying. It's not sinister, it's just smart business for them. Over 60% of working Americans say they couldn't cover a $1,000 emergency without going into debt. Not unemployed people, salaried professionals, people with jobs and cars and titles and mortgages. People exactly like Alex. That number should stop you cold, because the system doesn't care how much you earn. It only cares how much you need. I'll tell you what happens to Alex if nothing changes and he gets another promotion. His salary hits $95,000. He moves into a nicer apartment. It just makes sense at that income level. He gets a better car because the old one is starting to cost him in repairs. His expenses quietly expand to match his income the way they always do, the way they did every time before. And at 42, Alex will be making 6 figures, have almost nothing saved, and feel a low-grade financial anxiety he can't quite explain. He'll be one layoff, one medical event, one economic downturn away from a crisis, and he'll still call it stability, because the system gave him just enough comfort to stop asking the right questions. That's the trap. Not the low salary, not the bad employer, the comfort. The comfort is the trap. Here's what I want you to take from his story. The thing Alex still hasn't learned. Your salary was not designed to make you wealthy. It was designed to make you reliable. Those are 2 completely different things, and the sooner you understand that, the sooner you can start building something the system wasn't designed to give you. 3 things in order. First, protect the gap. The distance between what you earn and what you spend is the only mechanism that builds real wealth, not the salary number, the gap. Guard it like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. Second, build your runway. 6 to 12 months of expenses in savings, not for retirement, for freedom. The day you have that buffer, you stop negotiating from desperation. You can walk away from bad situations. You can take calculated risks. You become someone the system can no longer fully control. Third, put the gap to work. Index funds, a skill set you can monetize more than one way. A side project with real revenue potential. Things that grow without you clocking in. Because the goal isn't to earn more. The goal is to need the paycheck less. The day you don't need it, that's the day you're actually free. Alex is still at his company, still getting promoted, still stressed in ways he can't quite articulate. He's a good person working hard inside a structure that was never designed to reward him the way he thinks it will. Don't be Alex. See the system for what it is. Build the gap. Buy back your time. The story doesn't have to end the way his does.